Hey, this is Jerry from Sackville, and you're listening to CHMA.
The time is 9 o'clock, and you are listening to CHMA 106.9 FM.
And now it's time for your CHMA News. We're broadcasting from Sackville, New Brunswick, the heart of the Maritimes and the traditional and unceded lands of the Mi'kmaq people. Coming up in the next 15 minutes, we'll have your local news, Atlantic update, weather, sports update, and some community announcements.
I'm Mike Robar, and this is your local CHMA News. Coming up today, I spoke with Kelly Taylor, president of the Sackville Food Bank, about a recent funding agreement with the provincial government. But first, a new online dashboard will help New Brunswick residents see where and how often folks are encountering ticks. The province launched the dashboard earlier this month, with data to be updated monthly. As of now, it shows around 2,300 visits to healthcare professionals for suspected tick bites over the last 12 months, with about 1,700 of them being deemed high risk. The dashboard also features a Lyme disease risk map of the province, divided into its 7 health zones, with 3 levels of risk: lower, moderate, and higher. Tantramar is located in Zone 1, a moderate risk area, with the nearby Fundy Shore being classed as a higher risk area. Other information on the site includes tips for preventing and checking for ticks, how to remove them if you've been bitten, and some other helpful guides and resources to keep people safer over the tick season. You should consult a healthcare provider right away if you've been bitten by a tick and develop symptoms of Lyme disease, or if you've been to any area where black-legged ticks may be found and develop symptoms. And now, your feature story. A new multi-year funding agreement from the New Brunswick government supporting provincial food banks is a step in the right direction, says Sackville Food Bank President Kelly Taylor. Feed NB, essentially a distribution center for the province's food banks, will receive $9 million over the next 3 years. $2.75 million for 2026-2027, $3 million for 27-28, and $3.25 million for 2028-2029. While the provincial government has helped with varying amounts on an emergency basis since 2021, the consistency shows a change in how the government is handling food insecurity, said Taylor, who also oversees the Second Chances thrift store.
The really positive sign in this is now the government's taking a proactive approach. They're putting it as a line in the budget. We can count on that money for the next 3 years. We're hoping that at the 3-year mark, they'll reevaluate. The numbers hopefully will go up in the amount that they'll fund. But I think it's a positive first step that now the government is finally taking us seriously enough to realize that we're here and it's a problem and it's not really going away, it's just getting worse. So let's be proactive in attacking it.
Statistics from Food Banks Canada continue to show increases in food bank usage, with 32,343 total visits in New Brunswick in 2025, a 45.3% increase since 2019. The percent increase is even greater locally, said Taylor, who started volunteering about 5 years ago. At that time, the Sackville Food Bank was supporting between 50 and 55 households on a regular basis. This year, that number has nearly doubled and fluctuates between 90 and 105 households. Still, some communities are even less fortunate, she said.
Now, we are very fortunate in that we have tremendous support from our community, both with donations to the food bank, donations to our thrift stores, support of both. So we're very fortunate. There are some food banks that are in dire straits, having to make some very, very difficult decisions and cutting back on food. Some are running out of food to their clients, but our numbers have increased.
And while increases of any sort are concerning, rising gas and food prices are driving more double-income families to turn to the vital service.
I think across the province, when I talk to other food banks, we're all seeing the same thing. We're seeing an increase in working families. Basically, these are good people that have good jobs, but they're not able to make ends meet with the rise in rents, with the rise in groceries, rise in hydro, rise in gas. They're having a hard time to just make ends meet. So they're coming to the food bank to get a little bit of help to feed their families.
The government said in a release that it would reassess the funding after 3 years to determine if it's still meeting the need. In the meantime, Taylor will keep working with the community to get the organization what it needs to help those who rely on it. Part of that work includes the Second Chances thrift store, which the Sackville Food Bank opened last August as a way to fundraise. In its first 8 months, the store donated $25,000 to the food bank, way beyond anything Taylor had imagined, she said.
And we seriously thanked it, because it's been one of the loveliest surprises in opening the business. Has been how the store has become not more than just a store, it's become a community hub. And we have regulars that come in, and they're like family now. We know each other's names, we joke around, we know their kids come in, they play around, and it's wonderful.
There are also plans to start a capital drive in the coming months to support the group's efforts to find a new location. But all the money in the world would be useless without the people needed to help sort, distribute, deliver, and otherwise do all the work required to get food into people's hands.
We get a lot of support from the community with donations that I've talked about, but the volunteers are just the best. And we have about 55 volunteers at the food bank, and we have about another 25 or 30 at the store. So it's about, 80, 85 people that voluntarily give up their time to help the other people and their neighbors in this community, and we couldn't do it without them.
As always, head to chmafm.com to follow these and other stories from your community. And if you have any news, tips, or ideas, email news@chmafm.com. I'm Mike Robar with your local CHMA News from Tantramar.
Hi, it's JC.
Hi, it's Hannah.
Hi, it's Craig.
Hi, it's Diego.
Hi, it's Eileen.
And you're listening to CHMA.
And here's your CHMA Atlantic update. New Brunswick's coroner has scheduled hearings next month as part of an inquest into the death of a 48-year-old inmate at a jail last year. Jean-Martin Couture was found unresponsive in his cell in September 2025 at the Dalhousie Regional Correctional Centre in northern New Brunswick by the Quebec boundary. Couture died at the Campbellton Regional Hospital on September 25, 2025. The inquest will begin July 6th at the Campbellton Courthouse with jury selection and is scheduled to run through July 8th. The Transportation Safety Board of Canada is recommending that Transport Canada develop a plan to determine whether uncertified vessels pose a safety risk. The guidance comes as the TSB released its report today examining the Titan submersible disaster that killed 5 people on a descent to the Titanic wreck nearly 3 years ago. The report says Transport Canada knew the Titan was operating out of St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador with support from Canadian vessels. However, it said the department did not provide oversight of the Titan's operations. 7 people have been accused of illegally catching Gaspereau near a fish ladder in Cape Breton, Nova Scotia. The Federal Fisheries Department says its officers seized 3,800 kilograms of fish in the community of Grand River earlier this month. The fishers are accused of catching the fish 23 meters downstream from the entrance of a fish ladder, a man-made structure that helps fish bypass barriers that block migration routes. Gaspereau are a member of the herring family and spend most of their lives in the ocean, but head to freshwater rivers and lakes in the spring to spawn. The Nova Scotia government has named 10 community-based service providers that will coordinate community living arrangement for people with disabilities. The province says the organizations are part of a new home share program, and they will recruit and screen providers, facilitate matches, and provide ongoing support. Premier Tim Houston said the organizations have community knowledge, trusted relationships, and experience supporting people with disabilities. Nova Scotia is expected to spend just over $2 million on the Home Share program, which is part of the 5-year Nova Scotia Human Rights Remedy. The remedy is an agreement to address systemic discrimination in how the province supports people with disabilities. A Nova Scotia man is facing multiple charges for alleged intimate partner violence, and a woman has been charged for obstructing officers. Mounties say the officers arrived at a home in Hebbville on May 27th after learning of an assault in progress. Police say upon arrival, a woman actively attempted to obstruct officers who were trying to find the victim and suspect. Lunenburg District RCMP say they located the victim with non-life-threatening injuries and safely removed her from the residence. A short time later, a 35-year-old man hiding inside the home was arrested and faces 7 charges, including kidnapping and assault. Mounties say cocaine, crystal meth, and methamphetamine pills were some of the drugs seized following a search of a residence and storage unit in Charlottetown, PEI. Close to $300,000 in cash, 50,000 illegal cigarettes, and a handgun were also confiscated during an operation on Friday. RCMP say a man is facing 19 charges in connection with the seizure, 2 counts of possession for the purpose of trafficking, and 5 counts of possession of a weapon for dangerous purposes. And that has been your CHMA Atlantic Update.
Hi, I'm Don from 3DM Crafts, and you're listening to CHMA.
And now for the weather. Today, increasing cloudiness early in the afternoon, fog patches dissipating in the morning with a high of 24 and a UV index of 8 or very high. At night, cloudy skies, rain beginning in the evening with fog patches developing after midnight, about 5 to 10 millimeters, wind becoming southeast 20 kilometers an hour late in the evening with a low of 14. On Friday, showers with a high of 21, then at night, cloudy periods with a 30% chance of showers and a low of 12. On Saturday, cloudy with a 60% chance of showers and a high of 15. Then at night, cloudy periods with a 60% chance of showers and a low of 10. On Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud with a high of 19, except 14 along parts of the coast. Then at night, cloudy with a 30% chance of showers and a low of 9. Finally, on Monday, cloudy with a high of 18. Then at night, cloudy with a 60% chance of showers and a low of 12. And then finally, on Tuesday, showers with a high of 17. And that has been the weather.
Hey, this is Heather from Sackville, and you're listening to CHMA.
And here's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update.
Yesterday in FIFA 2026 World Cup action, Portugal tied with the Democratic Republic of Congo 1-1 final there. England defeats Croatia behind 2 Harry Kane goals, 4-2 final in that one. Ghana with a stoppage time winner. They take out Panama 1-0, and it was Colombia over Uzbekistan 3-1 in the nightcap. Canada plays its second game this evening, kickoff at 7 p.m. against Qatar, and Canada captain Alphonso Davies will be back in the lineup. WNBA action last night had a half dozen games, including the Washington Mystics defeating the Connecticut Sun 88-81, Liberty by 1 over the Chicago Sky in the Windy City 96-95. Valkyries defeat the Dallas Wings 91-80, Lynx over the Sparks in Los Angeles 99-83. Fire defeat the Storm in the Pacific Northwest 94-89 victory for the Portland expansion squad. And with their 10-point victory, the Las Vegas Aces secure a spot in the Commissioner's Cup final at the end of the month against the New York Liberty. Aces defeat the Mercury 86-76. Major League Baseball yesterday, Toronto Blue Jays playing their first of 16 games in a row defeat the Boston Red Sox 3-0 in Fenway. It was the Mets with a 9-1 victory over the Reds. Royals defeat the Nationals 6-2. Phillies lose to the Marlins at home. 12-4 final in that one. It was the Astros with a 4-2 W over the Tigers in Houston. Your San Diego Padres back on the winning side of things. They defeat the Cardinals in St. Louis. 6-1 final there. It was a one-run victory for the Los Angeles Dodgers. 5-4. D-backs defeat the Angels in the Valley of the Sun. 8-1 final there. Yankees double up on the Chi Sox in the Bronx. 10-5 final. It was San Francisco over Atlanta down in Georgia. 7-5 finish. Brewers take out the Guardians 9-4, moving to 45-26 on the season, leading the NL Central. Colorado Rockies, they lose at home to the Cubs. 8-6 final there. It was the Pirates all over the Athletics. 12-4 in West Sacramento. And in the late game, the Baltimore Orioles defeat the Seattle Mariners. And finally, in PGA Tour Golf, the U.S. Open starts today.
And that's Brian Nielsen with your CHMA Sports Update. Please be sure to check out Brian's show on Mondays at 8:30 a.m. for more sports commentary.
Hi everyone, I'm Bria from Caper Radio CJBU in Sydney, Nova Scotia, and you're listening to CHMA.
And now for what's happening in your community. First up, Post Fun and Steel Cut Oats are heading to Sackville to play a show together at Ducky's Pub on Wednesday, June 17th, starting at 9 p.m. For more information, you can head on over to Ducky's Instagram account or look out for posters around town. Join Active Living and Culture Tantramar for the first concert in the park of the summer. On Thursday, June 18th from 6:30 p.m. to 8, the Sackville Strummers will be performing a free concert for all. This is in the park, June 18th, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. until 8 p.m. Lace up your running or walking shoes and get ready for this summer's Run for Your Wildlife Fun Run. By participating, you'll not only support wildlife conservation, but also ensure that baby animals receive the care they need to thrive by supporting the Atlantic Wildlife Institute. There will be face painting, a barbecue on the patio, and treats for our furry friends. Prizes for the fastest runners and the best fox costume and best dressed team. This event takes place June 21st at 11 a.m., starting at the Bagtown Brewing Company. You can either do a 5-kilometer run or walk or a 10-kilometer run. Register through the link on their Instagram bio or using the QR code. See you there for a day filled with fun, fitness, and fundraising. Diamond is going to transport you to the Mushroom Kingdom and beyond this June. Join them June 27th at 9 p.m. at Ducky's Bar for the trip of the year into the most magical of all kingdoms to celebrate Pride Month. Featuring pop-up performances by multiple drag performers, tickets can be purchased in advance for $10 by visiting Ducky's Pub on Facebook or emailing dragdiamond@gmail.com. Tickets will be $15 at the door, and every advance ticket sale gets you entered into a draw for a $25 bar tab. We want to see your best outfits for some killer prizes, so grab your flowers and tanuki leaves and let's have a real-life Mario Party. And that's what's happening in your community.
And that was your CHMA News. Please visit www.chmafm.com for more news and to sign up for our email newsletter. Funding is provided by our monthly sustainers, the Community Radio Fund of Canada, and the Municipality of Tantramar's Community Development Grant. If you have a story idea or would like to include an announcement, please write us at news@chmafm.com.
Live on KEXP brings you the very best of KEXP's world-renowned live, in-studio, and remote performances. Each week, they'll bring you a new live session from emerging artists to well-established acts spanning styles, genres, and cultures. Tune in on Sundays at 7 p.m. on CHMA 106.9 FM, the voice of the marshes.
Hello, everyone. Whether you are on your way to work, getting off a shift, or waking up in the morning, you're listening to CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick, Voice of the Marshes. I'm Maya Noel, and you're listening to the Late Morning Show. Today is Thursday, June 18th. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. We're going to get jumping into some music. So first up, we have Shannon Lay with Past the Veil, as well as Connie Calder with Wood River. Thank you so much for listening and enjoy.
Won't you come with me where the Wood River flows? We'll watch it meander slowly as the sky turns from red to dark, and as that sun goes down, throw our arms around each other and tell the dreams that are deep in the heart. Littlewood River knows that it goes to nowhere, but that doesn't stop its going, or them willows growing, or all of the lovers showing their hearts to each other there. 'Cause the heart is bigger than trouble, and the heart is bigger than love. But the heart sometimes needs a little help to figure that because the heart is bigger than trouble, and the heart is bigger than doubt. The heart sometimes needs a little help to figure that out. So won't you come with me where the Wood River flows, the Littlewood River knows.
You just heard Connie Calder with Wood River on CHMA 106.9 FM in Sackville, New Brunswick, Voice of the Marshes. I'm Maya Noel, and you're listening to the Late Morning Show. And we also heard Past the Veil by Shannon Lay. Next up, we've got Ivy Knight with Canyon, as well as the Sinceres with Did You Know?